Ready? What's up, guys? I'm Parker. This is Kevin, Maddie, Matt, Lincoln, and we are CoShop. So the co-founders of CoShop are Darren and Eric. They're kind of the ones that founded the idea, started the business, and what the team really needs right now is a designer, a sales rep, and an inventory clerk. So what is the problem? Local businesses are missing on opportunities to gain revenue and promote their brand. If this goes unsolved, businesses are more likely to go under, and they won't be able to create as much brand loyalty and customer loyalty. A big example of this is Brown Jug. Brown Jug has a lot of open space in their restaurant. They really aren't utilizing their space very well, and we think we could put a CoShop unit in there to kind of have t-shirts, cups, mugs in their restaurant itself that students could buy, alumni could buy when they come into town. Another example of this is Blue Tractor. They already actually have merchandise, but as you can see on this picture to the right, it's taking up a lot of space in their store. They have to do all the work by themselves, and it's just kind of in the way of everything. So CoShop wants to try to fix that, and Kevin's going to tell you how.
CoShop found a pretty simple solution to this problem. So what CoShop is going to do is attack the local bars and restaurants in various different communities, and they're going to team up with the design team for CoShop, and they're going to work with the design team to create a customized product, whether it be a t-shirt, a hat, a mug, you name it, and then they're going to be placed into the bar or restaurant in a CoShop unit, and it's going to have a lot of similarities to vending machines. It's going to take up about 2 by 2 feet of space, and then you're going to pay right there, but instead of swiping a credit card or putting in cash and then having to carry the product with you when you're walking through town or whatever, you're going to grab your phone, you take a picture of the barcode. The barcode is then going to take you directly to the CoShop website, where you can then privately enter all of your information and order it, and then it'll get shipped directly to your house. By doing so, you're going to have a couple of products that Parker was talking about, with having new sources of revenue come in for the physical bar or restaurant, and as well as you're getting free advertising on it.
So we're looking at our business model. Some of the key activities that CoShop will be a part of is shipping and handling the merchandise. So this is kind of one of also our competitive strategies, is we're taking away a lot of the tasks that the host company would have to do. So we now handle all of the shipping and merchandise of the restock, as well as all the finances. So that leaves the restaurant or the bar time to kind of have their employees work on other things, less energy and less money towards those resources. So some of the key activities will be shipping, making and keeping those valued relationships with our customers, as well as restocking the CoShop unit and designing the merchandise with the venue. So that's another kind of key aspect of CoShop, is that they're able to design their merchandise, really have it represent their brand and represent who they are, so that customers who purchase this merchandise can wear around a brand that they really like and kind of bring that home with them. One of the key resources that we're going to have is that space within the host venue. So that space is going to be taken up with the CoShop, as well as the merchandise that is on those CoShops. And then the customers that we're targeting are iconic or landmark urban stores. So these are really places that have a message or a story to tell, and that customers will be able to have this merchandise and wear it, represent their brand, as well as increase customer loyalty for the venue.
CoShop is a very innovative product. For one, the store owners no longer have to deal with any of the inventory at all. So when they're matched up with CoShop, then the supply team is going to keep track and order and house all the inventory needed. And there's just going to be one t-shirt in the CoShop unit, and you order it that way. And it is safe and secure because you don't have to enter your information publicly. You can take a picture of it, of the barcode, with a picture on your camera, and then it takes you straight to the website, so you can actually save it for later too if you want to order it later. And also, it's just free advertising, because once you get t-shirts out in the streets, then people are just going to see it, and it's free advertising for your company. And in terms of scalability, CoShop intends on starting in Detroit. We think Detroit's a very good community to start with that. There's obviously a lot of Detroit pride. You can see the Detroit made. It's everywhere. There's a lot of pride in the city. And then from there, we want to expand out and work our way throughout the state of Michigan, Midwest, and eventually nationally. And we see this being extremely feasible because this can work in essentially any bar or restaurant that doesn't sell merchandise.
So the biggest question when it comes to a new business is how does it make money? So based on our current scheme, we think that CoShop will be able to make about $2,000 in gross sales per month based on $20 per item, selling about 100 items per unit per month. Of that $2,000, $1,000 will go into the cost of goods sold. So that leaves about $1,000 left per month. 50% of that will then go to the stores itself that actually house the CoShop unit, and the other 50 will go into CoShop's back into revenue. And of that 500 we have left, 350 will go to the CoShop unit itself as well as the employees. So overall, the profit will be about $150 per unit per month, and we plan on starting with just one unit to see and kind of test those percentages because we don't really have a very big grasp of it right now.
So just a quick discussion on what our actual market is. So the biggest thing with CoShop is that we're actually selling to these establishments, these local businesses. We're not yet considering the indirect customer who will actually be buying the merchandise, because we're trying to sell this to these locations first. So we operate in something that, or a business that doesn't have any brick and mortar stores. We operate in other people's or other companies' brick and mortar stores. So it's a segmented market because there might be certain businesses, certain restaurants already selling merchandise like this. So we really have to target and focus on the ones that don't and try to be creative to find new places that might not have thought about creating that source of revenue stream yet. And one of the best things about this is that it could honestly work anywhere. If it ends up working in Detroit, you could bring it to any other city. Seattle, Cleveland, Kansas City, it doesn't matter. You could bring it anywhere. So one of the biggest things, yes, that we're going to start in Detroit, and then we're probably going to be able to go from there.
Alright, so when we started working on CoShop, it was very different than what it is today. Originally, it was intended to pair local craft producers with stores that have extra retail space. Upon going out and talking to customers, we found out that the stores hosting the potential CoShop units were more interested in gaining revenue through selling their own branded apparel and items, because then they also gained the marketing from it. And also, customers going into these stores were more inclined to buy the branded material than these niche, locally produced goods. Going out and interviewing people also showed us that people are skeptical about entering the credit card information. They don't want to touch a dirty iPad, etc. So that helped us pivot to the barcode scanning technology, which was discussed earlier. And then lastly, we learned that there are a lot of other values and benefits associated with CoShop that we didn't initially think of or intend. One of which being when people go shopping, they hate to carry their bags around all day, or if they're traveling, etc. CoShop helps to mitigate this. And then also stores with CoShop, or that will potentially have CoShop units in them, want it to look good and fit the vibe of their store. So CoShop also does this. So next steps moving forward, we have a beta model that Darren produced a couple weeks ago, and we think that we'll be able to break even within a year or two once we get enough CoShop units out there and once people learn about it and find out about it. We also need to find suppliers for the goods, make sure we have enough so that the goods can be as cheap as possible. We have to sell the CoShop units and develop the barcode technology and implement that. To grow, we want to start by getting the ball rolling and giving stores CoShops and giving them 100% of the revenue and profits for the first month or two so that people can see if they like CoShop, we can see what works, what doesn't, and then from there we'll go into a more traditional revenue model. And we're going to focus on expanding into Detroit and then the Midwest and then the rest of the world. And then what's left to still validate, first would be finding out exactly where CoShop fits. We found out that restaurants and bars are probably the best place, but specifically what types of restaurants, what types of bars, to figure out what will be the most profitable location for CoShops. And then lastly, the pricing and revenue model. We want to determine what percent we should take, what percent the store should keep, and so on. So this will be found through actually getting CoShops into stores. Any questions?
First question is, I'm assuming this is a new startup, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Do you have any idea what the initial startup costs? I see the app and some other things that are involved here that you've already invested in the business.
So the website is running right now, and the barcode technology hasn't been implemented yet, but it already exists. I had a class where I had to take a picture to go to a website and sign in for class. So that already exists, and then the current model that Darren has right now does incorporate a few other things that that our unit does not, and ours is actually going to end up being significantly cheaper.
One observation, as I said, I'm currently a partner in a bar. I'm struggling with this kiosk, or whatever you want to call it. Like in our place, I don't even know where you would put that. So you probably need to figure out some other form. I don't know if you can hang them on the wall, but there's no way we would have room in our restaurants to, or would they even put something like that? So you need to figure out some place to advertise the products. I like the fact that I don't have to inventory the t-shirts. I don't have to worry about selling them, but I need to be able to walk through, take a picture, and keep it moving. But I think that space and that kiosk is just a little bulky. That's just my opinion.
All right. Yeah.
Concept is very interesting. I think it's very innovative. How do you make use of space that's sitting out there, and how do you enhance revenue? This is a good concept. The only thing I'm struggling is, what is your target customer? Is it the bar or the restaurant owners, or people are just the traffic that's coming in, and how do you kind of get an understanding of what they're looking for, and how do you cater toward them?
So our target customers right now are very popular and ideally historical spots in communities. So if there's a bar that made it through Prohibition or something and has a lot of historical significance, then we would want to talk to them, see if they are selling apparel. Otherwise, just popular spots. So for example, in Ann Arbor, there's several places on Southview, whether it be Brown Jug or Charlie's or Blue Left,